Would you be willing to ransack one of the most blood-curdling abandoned asylums in the world at the price of hundreds of thousands of dollars? If yes, then you are a badass. However, in case you reject, here comes a group of 7 who already stood in for you. Before diving into the plot, let's start with a quick look through the enigmatic history of the haunted asylum. In 1961, Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital went into operation as one of the leading mental treatment centers in Korea at that time. Unexpectedly, the asylum closed for good after a series of mass suicides conducted by its patients, followed by the disappearance of the director. There are numerous rumors orbiting the Gonjiam Asylum. Some say the building was built on the grounds where Korean soldiers were slaughtered by Japanese, while many others believe that this place was secretly a torture site. And the aforementioned mass suicide was a massacre under the order of the crazy director. After that, the woman took her own life, igniting a series of paranormal activities at her asylum. Believe it or not, many a time have folks heard murmurs and wails echoing from the asylum. Noticeably, anyone who had ever tried to open the infamous room 402 were all cursed to death. In the present day, a group of youngsters aim to rock the internet by stepping into the cursed land of Gonjiam. After witnessing several bizarre phenomena, they approached room 402, which used to be the intensive care area, now left locked in unbreakable silence. As the group was about to break down the door, they suddenly heard a suspicious ping-pong bouncing sound from somewhere. Without a warning, their connection immediately shut down in a blink of an eye, leaving no clues of what happened afterward. With the only clue being a blurry ghost-like figure that showed up at the very last frame. We got to know Ha-jun, who was managing Horror Times, a YouTube channel founded to unravel mysterious incidents. He revealed that a group of students had vanished at Gonjiam and reaffirmed that the asylum is no doubt one of the scariest areas on Earth. He decided to investigate this mysterious area. Ha-jun gathered a team of 6, 3 males and 3 females to investigate the Gonjiam Asylum on the day it was closed. They aimed to attract 1 million real-time viewers without preparing for any possible happenings. As the night invaded, the group put up a camp in the nearby forest and got ready for the great mission. 6 of them went into the haunted asylum together while the team leader, Ha-jun, stayed in the camp to handle the live streaming equipment. On the way, the front group hung a pair of pants as a milestone in case of getting lost. Nervous as they were, the group arrived at the asylum safely. They ignored all the warnings and went inside. At first, everything seemed fine. All of a sudden, the door to the director's room slammed. Unable to resist curiosity, the group flooded the room. They came across a picture of the staff crew and patients, but all of them had weird facial expressions, with the director being the only one who looked straight at the camera. The youngsters kept observing a series of uncanny phenomena, such as a disheveled bunch of hair hanging from nowhere, and the door just slammed again. The group decided to split into different floors to save time. After a short break, the show continued with its view channeled to 2 girls' points of view. They arrived at the old laboratory of the asylum and tiptoed through a clutter of broken junks, spotting a clothed doll hidden in a drawer. On the floor lay a tied-up dead chicken, giving off a deadly smelly stink. In the meantime, the 3rd floor started to freeze. The couple who were streaming here faced a dead bird, before moving to a damp and rusty bathroom. They were made to jump out of their pants by a bold human-shaped stain on the wall. Floated in the tank was something wet and scary, which turned out to be just a wig. Everyone gathered all at once to prepare for the summoning ritual. When the viewer count started rocketing, the whole room shook like an earthquake and their offerings fell over everywhere. The 6 ran out immediately as they finally realized that this place was not as simple as they had thought, that devilish ghosts exist. However, in reality, everything was all set up by Ha-jun and his co-workers to spook their chicken-hearted female pals. Ha-jun, the director, ordered the boys to finish their roles since the stream just reached 100,000 viewers. And that was when the team leader had to face real troubles. Okay, let's get back to our 6 trapped souls. They, again, stepped into the laboratory and saw that same old stinky dead chicken, but somehow, the doll had been moved and now sat quietly in their terrified eyesight. One of the boys picked it up despite a girl's objection. She screamed out of anger and convinced everyone that they were triggering the devilish souls of the asylum. She insisted on not doing that again at all costs. Fear it or not, that doll did appear in the photograph that they had seen at first. Having calmed down, the adventurers resumed the trip to a treatment room on the 3rd floor, leaving 2 members trying to unlock room 402. Seeing the room was filled with many whole coffins, one of the boys put his hand inside for fun and ended up being violently pulled inside. The girl standing nearby no longer believed her friend and wanted to do it herself, but the boys didn't allow her as they were afraid of being exposed. Eventually, she decided to put her own hand into the coffin. This time, there were no pranks. The poor girl was pulled inside even harder than the boy, and when she managed to take her hand back outside, it had been nastily scratched with long bleeding wounds. All of them were scared their pants off because they knew this was no longer a silly joke. Things eventually got worse as the streamers noticed that a line on the wall had been altered from live to die. 2 girls decided to escape from the asylum to secure their lives despite being convinced not to by their friends. Now that the team's morale had been dampened to its limit, the boys started questioning Ha-jun about the recent unexpected occurrences, but all they got were pointless and vague responses. They were about to leave the show and head home, but Ha-jun forbade them as the viewer count was very high at the time. If they dropped it then, everything would be for nothing. Right after that, Ha-jun discovered a shocking truth. Back to the 2 fleeing girls. After running for a while, they finally found the marking underwear that they left in the forest. Both of them jumped for joy, thinking they had successfully escaped, but they soon realized that they were heading back to the asylum again. They saw lab equipment scattered at the edge of the forest, and then one of them stood still like a lifeless statue. While one of them was possessed by ghosts, the other was dragged away. She woke up in a never-seen-before place, which seemed to be the mysterious room 402. A deformed, fully naked man attacked her and dragged her again into the boundless pitch darkness, from which she would never come back again. Inside the asylum, the boys threatened Ha-jun, forcing him to raise their pay to $40,000. Ha-jun hesitated at first, yet he soon agreed as he would never give up on his future revenue. While rummaging through the basement, the 2 streamers were caught in even more frightening experiences such as a shifting wheelchair or flying old furniture. One of them got hit and passed out. The other was also knocked down and collapsed. The door shut right away. Shortly after, the boy who wasn't locked woke up and ran upstairs to seek help from the members who were trying to break into room 402. He burst out everything about how they were cheated by the leader and how seriously haunted this asylum was. Ha-jun was listening to the confessions from afar and decided to suit up and finish the task on his own. Meanwhile, the 3 survivors were dragged into room 402. Hardly had each of them been gulped down by ghosts and faded into darkness when Ha-jun showed up at room 402. And he was not the only one there. The only one who remained alive, yet trapped in the basement, was tied on a stool and dragged into room 402. The door shut right afterward. None of the group survived at the end, and no one's gonna know what actually happened to them, except us, the people who got to watch the movie. In the last scene, a rather outrageous secret was unveiled. Most real viewers had left when a member revealed that every terrifying happening was fake. The ever-rising number of viewers was actually a trick created by the ghosts at Gonjiam to trigger the greediness of Ha-jun and trick the immature youngsters into becoming devil's prey.